The moat, says Kriya. Better to cushion my fall, you say. I can swim, can you? Kriya nods towards a guard tower about 50 meters away. They will shoot us. Maybe, you say. If they can hit us, besides, why shoot someone leaving the inner ring? I bet it's the ones trying to break in that they worry about. Just then you spot two familiar women strolling along the road below. It's Rohatia and Catherine from the Green Dragon Inn. You smile. You remember how they insinuated that you were not of high enough social status to get into the inner ring. That here you are in and they are out there. In here and they're out there. It would be really fun to call out to them, but do you really want to make a scene? I don't think that's a good idea. Let's stay silent. Fucking hell. Look, there is Rohatia and Catherine, you say, pointing at the woman. Kriya looks over. Well, look at that, says Kriya. It's not such a large city after all. Rohatia is looking up and she must have caught sight of you pointing at her. She shields her eyes from the sun with her hands and peers up at you. Her mouth forms the word dragon, or at least that's what you think. Now you remember you gave them your good name back at the inn. You smile and ferociously wave at them, but refrain from shouting. You don't want to call attention to your party. Kriya pulls on your shoulder and you step back from the wall and out of sight of the women. The last thing we need is those busybodies nosing their way in and asking questions, she says. You smile. I doubt they're of high enough social status, social rank to get into the inner ring anyway. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. We had better not loiter here under the watchtowers long. Yeah, there are elves here, says Kriya. You could cast an illusion on us, you say. I do not use illusions, says Kriya. Her eyes flicker for a moment to your chest and then back to your face. But apparently you are the illusionist of this party, you and your potion. She's right, an illusion would be a fine bit of fun, says Egra. I don't trust you, you say. You come and go as you please, you're unpredictable. How do I know you won't drop the illusion right in front of the guard at the gate? Do not give me any ideas, says Egra with a laugh. Few options come to you. You could urge. I don't have a lot of favors, so I'd rather not. You could gain urge. You could again urge. Okay, a few options come to mind. You can again urge the other to leap the wall, aiming towards the edge of the moat. You ought to be able to swim the few strokes it takes to get out. Another option is to find another cover long enough to cast an illusion. Finally, you could simply go through without a disguise. Take your chance. I'm guessing if I go through without a disguise, there's going to be a huge battle with more than likely multiple death options. Jump the wall would probably reduce my life, but I think that's the best option I have. Cast an illusion I'm not gonna do because I wanna save on favor. I don't know what they do, but sure, I will save on them, even though I could boost my stats to technically get more, but I'm not gonna do that. As I said last time, I'd rather not do it unless it's absolutely necessary. So let's just jump the wall. We jump the wall, you say. Even if we survive, we'll raise the alarm, says Kriya. No matter, you say. We'll escape into the crowd of the middle ring. If they know there are fugitives in the middle ring, they seal it off. Then what do we do? Find a sewer entrance, maybe, you say. In any case, the middle ring will not be as well guarded. Kriya, can you swim the moat? Yes. He turns to Gukog and touches his shoulder. Can you swim? He shakes his head. You sigh. Maybe we leave him behind. He's a guard. Maybe they'll go easy on him. Rooster, hisses Kriya. Fine, you say. Another plan then. What do you do? Alright, I guess I'm using my favors. Fucking hell, go cast an illusion, I guess. I will cast another illusion, you whisper to Kriya, pulling out your water skin. That's fucking retarded. The water skin is such a bad fucking trope. For you, a troop of fools fresh from a performance at the castle, Duke's castle would be appropriate, not raise suspicion, says Egra with a chuckle. Maybe 3 run-of-the-mill inner ring citizens, you say? So dull, says Egra. Yet safe, you say. Or maybe someone more specific. Were you awake to see the merchants, Susan and the woman of his house? So you would be the woman and Kriya would be the merchant, but who would be Gukog? Who would Gukog be, says Egra. I would be the merchant, Kriya would be the woman, and Gukog would be some soldier, you say. Just some soldier, eh? Says Egra. Make your choice, champion. It is boring under this tree. You usher the others to follow you behind a large tree. It is not complete privacy, but it's better than casting an illusion in the middle of the walkway. Weren't we in the middle of the park? What do you decide to disguise yourself as? Fucking hell, that's gonna be difficult. I think I'm gonna go with typical citizens because he said, I remember, because now I have to remember these things because this game is trying to kill me at every instance. Is that the guards were just shaking their head like yes, go through type of shit. I'm gonna go with typical citizens. How boring, says Egra when you tell her your choice. There is a shimmering before your eyes. Gukog and Kriya dressed in fine silky clothing. Their face have changed too. Kriya is an old woman now. Her eyes are surrounded by the deepest crow's feet you have ever seen. Gukog is strikingly handsome young man. Gods, you're a woman, says Kriya, staring at you. Of course, you mutter. Gugok shouts and runs away. He only takes a step back before hitting his head on the tree branch, knocking him back into his rump. We need to warn him, says Kriya, concern on her face. He does not follow what goes on. She leans down at Gukok, struggles to get back to his feet, whispers in his ear. It takes a minute or two to settle things with Gukok, after which, I don't think we have a minute or two, but I mean, it takes a long time before this illusion goes out. Mana illusions go out like instantly. It's like a minute or two before they go out. Fucking hell. I mean, it's not that small, but still it doesn't take, I mean, favors last much longer, it seems. After which the three of you finally walk towards the gate. The traffic comes out has lightened. You don't have to wait in line long before it is your turn. The guards nod as you approach. Lady Nork, says the lead guard to you. You look well. Random, you made me a specific person, you says to Agra. Someone I saw earlier on the street. You should thank me for being so thorough. One of the other guards covered his face. What is that smell? He gasped. So sorry, you whisper as you effeminately as you can while feeling the panic starting to well up. A pipe blew in the mansion, destroyed my bath and my voice as well, so I screamed for some time. We would use public bathhouses in the district, but we would rather we not encounter our friends, says Kriya, in what she think is an old woman voice, but sounds like a terrible squeaky instrument played by an animal, as you can imagine, she adds. Lady Molan, the lead guard, says now, looking at Kriya. Are you well? You sound. His sentence drops off. No, I am not well, and I would appreciate no more delays, says Kriya. The sooner I am clean and my dignity restored, the better. Of course, the lead soldier says, stepping out of your way, ushering you through. I am hungry, says Gukog on his way through the gate. You look back and see two of the guards exchanging looks. You push on Gukog's shoulder to hurry him along. Yeah, I knew that the fucking citizens was the best option. Your party has traveled to the... How long is this? Your party has traveled to the middle ring and then through its gate without incident. Now in the outer... Oh, we went from middle ring to outer ring, I guess. Now in the outer ring, Kriya appears to relax. Rooster, I must ask, how did your illusion escape detection at the gate? It is said there are powerful wards placed on the gates to detect magic. There is, you say. I was so distracted by the urgency to leave the inner ring, I had not even considered those wards, says Kriya, shaking her head. Yet not one of those guards realized we were under an illusion. How is that possible? You shrug. My potion is powerful. Kriya rolls her eyes. It would be better if you were honest with me. We have escaped the dragon's maw thanks to our work as a team. With trust, we would be stronger party still. I am not inclined to discuss this now, nor am I ready to celebrate just yet, you say. Gukog and I were bitten by giant vermins. We had best go see the priest immediately. Is it still not nighttime yet? Priya sighs and is silent for a second. Finally, she says, well, very well. In the meantime, I'll go collect our reward. We should go together for that, you say. Priya chuckles softly. What did I say about trust? Anyway, I thought you preferred to keep a distance from the city guards. I do not need the priests, says Agra in your mind. You can save your coin and your dignity. You do not carry disease. I am nothing but a vessel to you, you say. If I die slowly of plague, you simply find another hapless soul. This is my only body and I intend to take care of it. You take a breath and finally said to Kriya, very well, you go fetch our reward. Temple of Alathia, says Kriya, pointing at the polished white stone building. A large stone of a statue of a beautiful woman stands out front. Her hands are outstretched in a gesture of welcome. The smallest of their temples in the city, says Kriya, but good enough to cure a few rat bites. I expect to be reimbursed for my cost, you say as you grab Gukok by the shoulder, hurry towards the temple. You'll meet back here, says Kriya. Kriya leaves and is soon out of sight. Lost in I'm guessing she's gonna run away with the gold. Lost in the crowd. You approach the temple, but your pace slows down and soon you stop. You cannot will yourself further. Egra, you shout in her mouth, stop controlling my body. She does not answer. You will yourself forward. A high-pitched ringing starts up in your head. The stronger you strain to move, the louder it gets. Gukok is ahead of you, limping. He stops and looks back at you. Not here? He says, yes, here. You say, again you try to move. The ringing becomes deafening. A young woman in the white robe emerges from the crowd ahead of you. She's smiling. As she gets closer, you see that she's quite beautiful. She wears no makeup, yet her skin simply glows with health and light, highlighting her striking green eyes and pink luscious lips. Do not be afraid to approach Alathia's love, she says to you. She turns to Gukog, appraising his bleeding torso. She smiles. Come in, please. I am daughter of the Great Mother and Protector. I invite you both. A giant grin spreads across Gukog's face as he takes the woman's hand. Fucking hell. You want to reach out to her too, but your arm won't move. Still holding Gukog's hand, she takes a step towards you. Her curiosity is expression is one of curiosity. A maiden Avis, acolyte of Alathia. Suddenly, the ringing in your mind stops. Lurch towards her like a gear in a watermill that has been that has abruptly been unstuck. She takes your hand, leads you into the temple. I'm guessing that the whole sequence was because one god's champion was entering another god's area. So that's what was happening. I don't know why it stopped, but okay. Maybe she went to sleep like she did before. The walls of the entrance hall are lined with busts of Alathia, goddess of protection. The statues depict the goddess in her many forms. One of her offering grapes on a vine, in another she brandishes a mace in a battle pose, and in yet another her hand is tenderly placed upon a disembodied arm. As though responding to a silent summon, a door on the opposite side of the hall opens and in walks a young man. You presume that he is also an acolyte based on his white robes and earnest smile. We require healing, you stammer, suddenly feeling very out of place, yet not exactly uncomfortable. Rat bites, you say. You dig into your pocket and snatch your coin purse. The coins jiggle. Avis, the acolyte smiles warmly. Alathia prompts me that you need not pay because your wounds come in service of protecting good people. You let go of your coin purse and smile. Your goddess is very wise. Alathia prompts that I should be the one to tend to you, she says, and Bumin shall attend to Gukog. Again, your goddess is wise, you say, hoping you're not blushing. Wait, you know Gukog's name? Gukog has needed our services before, she says. He is very brave, and you are Rooster is what I've been called as of late. You say Rooster. She says with an amused smile. As I said, I'm Avis, and this is Bumin. He's also an acolyte of Alathia. She says, gesturing to the young man in the robes. They're being so kind. Maybe you should tell them about the body you found in the sewer. After all, it was one of their priests. Or you could just start at the beginning and tell them the whole story, including the body and the amulet. I'm gonna be silent for now. I do not wish to die, honestly, or start trouble for myself. Well, I do have that necklace in my neck, but I don't think that's directly Alathia's thing. You would at least like to tell them about the body. However, they might ask you about the amulet. If not now, maybe later, when they find it missing. Even if you deny knowledge of the amulet, they'll probably question Gukog, and you doubt you could coach him enough to lie convincingly. Best to shut up, you think. Well met, you say, restoring your usual easy smile around the women. There is a happy stirring in your soul from somewhere deep down. Although you don't feel Egra's presence directly right now, apparently she and her father is happy with your decision. You certainly are afraid of these priests. You say in your mind. There is no answer. Avis, I don't think they're afraid. I think they just don't want to fuck with Alathia, I guess, directly. Is Alathia above the god of trickery? Avis leads you through a door and into a small room with an altar. The altar is comprised of a large statue of Alathia, leaning protectively over the table of an altar with her hands lovingly outstretched. Avis motions to you to step up onto the dais. You do as she asks, and now you're standing next to the table. Please disrobe and lie down on your back, she says, motion to the altar table. You wish me to disrobe completely, she says. You ask. She nods. It is easier to see your injuries. It appears you have many. You have been blessed with a compact muscular frame, so you have always been proud of your body. However, if you strip, she will see your amulet. Is this a bad thing? Maybe she can help you. If you want to hide the amulet, you could probably hide it in your shirt as you disrobe. For you, a trivial bit of sleight of hand, but you can even take the amulet off. But can you even take the amulet off? I don't feel Egra's present, but that doesn't mean she isn't lurking inside you somewhere. Or you could fully play bashfully and not fully disrobe. Rather, only show her your worst of your wounds. I'm gonna partially disrobe because I don't want to take the amulet off. I feel like I'm not afraid of Egra, unlike the demon last time. I'm more of interested because I feel like because of her, we're going to get shit ton of opportunities to gain strength, which we would not, and we will also gain much more opportunity to gain gold as well. So I feel like having her would be better for me. So I'm gonna only partially disrobe and show off the worst wounds. But she did say we don't carry any diseases. She could be lying, but I think I'm gonna go off partially disrobe. Oh, you stammer. I was not really prepared to disrobe before someone so beautiful and pure. She tilts her head and gives you a quizzical look. No need to be modest. I serve only my goddess. If you please, I would prefer to just show you the worst of my injuries. The rest are of no concern, you say. Without waiting for a reply, you take off your cloak, lift up your shirt to reveal a nasty rat bite on your side. Avis laughs. I would not have thought you the bashful type. Very well, please sit on the table. You do as you're told. She removes the bandage that Kriya had applied. She then looks up to the ceiling, chants a few words you don't understand. Her hand glows white. She cups her hand over your wound. Warmth spreads through you. It feels so good. By the way, she didn't take money. So how does the whole organization work without taking money? I'm guessing people just donate money of their own will, sort of thing. So, but they don't directly accept money. And I'm guessing the religious leaders are paid by the political leaders or something like that. Religious thing, all that stuff. So what the fuck? Warmth spreads through you. It feels so good. And this, you say as you strip off your trouser. You point to your left thigh where there's a nasty gash. Her eyebrows raise. She gives you a strange smile. No doubt she wonders why you would insist on keeping your shirt on while being downright eager to pull your pants off. Nevertheless, she dutifully attends to the wound. Soon you are back in the entrance chamber, feeling much better. Avis assures you that in a few minutes you will feel better still. I trust I need not fear any disease from the vermin, you say. I played to Alathia that you would have no such afflictions, says Avis. Well, I thank you and your goddess, you say. I'm in your debt. It is well that you are a man who smites evil. That is enough to thank her, she says. Say, would you know a good shop to buy a fine dress? You ask as you go to the door. She stammers. Then she laughs. We acolytes are not given many options to regard to what? In regards to fashion. She motions to a white robe. I would not know the answer to that question. Maybe you have a question about the gods. That is a question I'm better equipped to answer. Oh, well, now that you mention it, have you heard of any new gods? You ask. You mean recently born? I'm not sure. Just like the child of a god, a new god not known to most people. Have you heard of this? I was paused for a moment. Why do you ask? She says at last. Her voice is friendly, her tone is casual, but you sense something more within her eyes. You have her attention, you can't put your finger on it, but there is a deadly seriousness that has fallen over her. Oh, it is just something you hear about on the streets, you say with a chuckle. Nonsense, I'm sure. A new god is rumor that spreads easily. Everyone likes something new once in a while. I would be careful with rumors, she says. Smile gone. The gods can take offense easily, and like men of power, they are jealous of rivals. Particularly new rivals, of course. Oh, so the god of trickery is not new? Maybe the god of trickery is is on the same level as Alathia, so he cannot fuck with her directly, and she cannot fuck with him. But she could possibly fuck with her daughter, I guess. I don't know. Of course, you say. You thank her again, leave. Now, out on the bustling street, Gukok is nowhere to be seen. Maybe he's still being healed. There is also no sign of Kriya. You hope she shows up soon. You need your payout. Better I not spare any expense for that dress, you think. A dress. Are you going on a date? Asks Egra in your mind. Where were you? You ask. Hiding, yet listening and watching, says Egra. I see you like to hide when there are priests around, you say. Priests can sense me and I wish to go undetected. You would hide from Alathia? She's a good goddess. Egra laughs in your mind. You heard the acolytes. All the gods are jealous and petty. They will eliminate a rival when they can. You were wise not to reveal me. They would have slain you too. It's possible that Egra is only trying to scare you. After all, she's a liar. However, you have the feeling she tells the truth this time. In regards to your question, the dress is for a vampire, you say. That's a cold ass lie. I thought he was actually not gonna tell her and then she's gonna meet her directly. In regards to your question, the dress is for a vampire, you say. There's a pause and then Egra says in an elated tone, oh my, this will be an exciting night. Finally a champion worth riding. I might even root for you to survive. I will take that as a vote of confidence, as a pledge that we are at last on the same team. You say, oh mortals, when they find even the most flimsy of signs, they dig up the thickest optimism. What? Okay, yeah. You say, you will need more than unfounded confidence for the road ahead, champion. Everything I have ever accomplished has come from confidence, most of which is unfounded, you say. Now let's go buy a dress and charm a vampire. Oh, this is going to be amazing. That was fun. Holy shit, we got 450. We barely made cunning rogue. We would have gotten rogue if we were like 1 or 2 points less than what we got. Fucking hell, that chapter went haywire. Anyway, we're gonna restart this chapter and we're gonna be back.